Anyways, so we're going to show you all the things that we got in this last dumpster dive from Ulta. This is completely from Ulta. As you can see, we got quite a bit. So we're going to go through it. We're probably going to go through some of it a little bit fast because there's a lot of the same things in here. So we're going to go ahead and start with this Urban Decay Moon Dust palette. We found this one alone, not in a defective box, so it wasn't souped. It was a tester, so there's some taken out of it, but you can very easily sanitize these. So this is definitely a really cool palette, really nice and expensive. And then we found a bunch of these masks by Benefit, the Professional Instant Wipeout Masks, Define and Refine Powder Foundations. So you can see that the sponges are kind of gross, but I wouldn't use those anyway, but the powder foundations are still totally intact. So we found another one of those. And then next up, I found this Ulta Beauty Strobing Palette. This was totally untouched on the inside. This was just from me trying to clean the top of it, but it's got 5 different shades and it was not even a tester. This one they just threw out. So it's definitely a good find. Next up is this Clinique foundation. You can see that it's pretty much untouched. It's definitely still full, nowhere near pan. And this was still totally intact, so that was great. Then we found a couple blushes. This one's from Makeup Revolution, one of their vivid ones. And then we found quite a few of these NYX cream blushes that were totally untouched. And then some of these Benefit Marionette blushes. I think these ones are cream blushes. These ones were completely untouched in the box. Most of them were closed, so they didn't even get touched. So I took out 2 of them. There were way more than 2, but I only took 2. One of our next biggest finds is we found, I think, 22 bottles of nail polish. So they range from a bunch of different kinds, and a lot of them are the same colors, but there's definitely different colors in here. As you can see, there are just some of the colors that we found right here. As I said, just a bunch of different types of them and colors. So we found 22 of these all together. That was a really cool find, and they were completely unopened. Not in a defective box. They were just in a bag. Is these Bare Minerals foundation, and they're the powder foundation. These ones are definitely a little too dark for me, but they're pretty cool find. There's 4 of them, and they're completely undisturbed on the inside. So we found 4 of those in total. We found 3 Lorac mascaras. So we have the Lorac Pro, oh, this isn't a mascara, this is a lash pomade. And then the Lorac Pro Plus Fiber. So we found all 3 of those, and those were completely undisturbed as well. Found this Eternity for Men Aqua Calvin Klein body spray. This is completely full, and the sprayer wasn't even broken. It was just the cap taken off. And then I found this Rusk Thermal Flat Iron Spray. Again, the cap was totally untouched. I think that they just did that to it, and then you can just pop it back on. And it's totally full. And this is a flat iron spray. We found this KMS California Free Shape Styling and Firming Hairspray. This was a tester, but it's still totally full and the nozzle still works. So that was a cool cool find. Then we found this entirely full Viva La Juicy La Flor perfume. So this was completely full. As you can see, it is like not, it doesn't even look like it's been sprayed. So we found that. And then we found all of these Professional bottles. They were, as you can see, the caps are taken off, but the foil that was over the little hole was still on top of it, so they're still like completely untouched on the inside. We found a ton of those. I think I found 8 of those big ones in total. And then I also found a bunch of these of the same thing, the Professional, but the matte rescue ones, and a little bit of a smaller size, but these ones are the same deal where it totally had the foil still on them. They just took off the caps of most of them. I just happened to find the cap of this one. And then found a bunch of these little like dandelion, Benefit dandelion blushes. So I found a bunch of those, and then I also found a bunch of the Benefit Hoola bronzers, and I have a bunch more of these. These are just the ones that I have to show you right now. Those are all in pretty good condition. Some of them you just might need to scrape the top off of. Then I found this Maybelline eyeshadow palette. It's one of their, obviously quads. Has not been opened. And then we found a bunch of hair ties, like totally still on the ring hair ties. I'm just gonna wash them out with a little bit of laundry detergent because they haven't been used. Obviously they just had a little bit of makeup on them. And then we also found this little mesh bag that I am also gonna wash, but I just found to put the hair ties in. And then we found these Living Proof Perfect Hair Day shampoo. And then in one of the other boxes, I actually found the conditioner, and those two were completely full and not even, not the caps weren't even taken off, which is unusual. And then we found quite a few brushes in this one. You can see this is the Lorac, I don't know exactly which brush it is, but it's a double-ended, I think, foundation and contour brush. So that one's really cool, and foundation or brushes are really easy to clean, so those are the easiest things to find. And we found this Bare Minerals dual finish blush and contour brush, so it's got like 2 different sides to it. Again, those are super easy to sanitize. Found this Ulta Beauty strobing pen. It's pretty cool. It's got a little brush on the end, and then you press the button there to release the product. And then I found 15 of these NYX baked eyeshadows, and these did have the plastic completely wrapped around it, so they were not opened at all. I just took the plastic off to make them look nicer. But as you can see, we have pretty much every single shade that I think that they make of these. And there were a bunch more too, but I only took the ones that, like I don't think I took any repeats. So you can see that there were an absolute ton of these. And I'm probably missing a few in here too, because they're just kind of spewing across this box. But as you can see, I'd found like almost an entire collection of these that still had the plastic completely wrapped around it. So that was really cool. And then keeping on with the NYX trend, I also found quite a few more of these cream blushes. So I found all of these ones, and these were again completely untouched on the inside. And then some more Makeup Revolution Vivid Baked blushes. And these ones were totally untouched on the inside as well. That one is a little bit broken on the clasp, but it still sits together quite nicely. So there's all of those. And then found this Ulta Beauty eyeshadow. It's really pretty. It's a really pretty color. We just found one of those, but it was still really cool. I found this Unwash dry shampoo spray. I love this brand. I use their co-wash conditioner all the time. So I was really excited to find that it's still full and the nozzle still works. And then I found this Goof Proof Brow Pencil by Benefit. I really expected them to have messed this up because they always take the caps off and then like completely destroy the product that's on the inside. But you can see that they didn't destroy like any of this product. It's still completely in there. And it had the cap on when I found it too, so it wasn't gross. So that was really cool. And it's brushed by Japanesque. It's still completely in its plastic. So this one literally was never used at all. So that is really cool. And then again, this one was completely in its plastic. And I don't, oh, this is the Bare Minerals Perfecting Face brush. And these brushes are like $45. So that's a really cool find. As you can see, this still has the entire plastic over it, so it has 100% never been used. And then we found a couple of these NYX Jumbo Lip Pencils. This still has the plastic completely on it, so that was never used. We found another one of those, again with the plastic wrap on it. And then I found this NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. This one had the cap taken off, but these are really easy to sanitize because you can just cut off the top layer and then the rest of it has never been used. So that was really cool. It had the cap on when I found it. This is really neat because usually Ulta will cut the corners of all of their tubed products. So this was really neat to find. It's the It Cosmetics CC Cream, Your Skin But Better. And again, it is in my shade Light, which is really neat. And then it's still, the pump still completely works. I've tested it out. So that was really cool. And then we found this Japanesque blush. This was completely closed and not even open to any of the conditioner that was in the boxes, so it's 100% new. And then we found a couple of these They're Real removers by Benefit. It's just their like makeup remover cream, and these again were the same thing. They had foil completely over the package. We found this Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser Concealer. This is the one I use, and these are really easy to clean because you can just take the sponge off the top and clean the sponge, and then the product is completely untouched inside the tube. And then we found this They're Real lipstick. I didn't even know that They're Real made lipsticks, so that's really neat to find. We had the cap at one point, but it got crushed, so it had the cap on it though when we found it. And then we found this It's Potent Eye Cream by Benefit, and there were a ton of these in the defective box, but they all had the lids taken off, but there were a few that didn't have the lids taken off. This one is frozen shut, so I can't open it, but it was completely closed inside the box. And then this one is a Make-A lipstick. I'm not sure who it's by because it doesn't have a name on it, but it had the cap completely on it when we found it, and the paper wasn't ripped at all. I just ripped it to open it to look at what the color was. And it's a really pretty dark red lipstick. And then we also found a ton of hair accessories. So these were all barrettes that were completely like on their package still. And so I just cleaned them off a little bit. And then here's a little claw clip that was also in there. And then our Ulta Beauty must have been throwing away a lot of their hair care, because we found this brush and about 15 of these headbands. So we've got this one and that one. And then this is a pack of 3, so we have all 3 of those. We have this one and this one and that one, that one, that one, this one, which is really cute, and then another one of those, and then this little clip right there. So we found a bunch of hair stuff. There were probably 50 more that I didn't take because I don't need 50 headbands, but there were definitely a good amount of hair products in there. And then we found this Urban Decay Bright and Tight Complexion Primer. This one was missing the top, but because it was so cold when we found it, it was frozen, so none of the product got on the inside, so the inside is totally intact still. And you can just like still like just get this out on your hand without the little pump that comes with it. Then we found this Peter Thomas Roth brightening bubbling mask, and again it was that they didn't, like, nothing got on the inside. Because it's a bubbling mask, I don't know if it's gonna work because the lid is off, but we'll see. It might. Then I found this L'Oreal Magic Anti-Redness Correction and Base Primer. So this is the green one that will make your red not stand out as much. And that was completely full, and the pump still works. Then these are really cool. We found these attached to a display. As you can see, it says Try Me. We found them attached to the display, but they had never been even opened or touched. And these are the Maybelline The Nudes collection. So we have that one. And then, yeah, you can see that it was attached to the display right there. That's the foam that connected it. And then just the regular The Nudes original palette. But you can see none of these have ever been even touched. So those are really neat to find. And then coming towards the end, we did find this Laura Geller Color Luster Lip Gloss. This was in a palette that they had completely souped, but they didn't do anything to this. So I just took this little guy out. And then getting into some of the perfumes we found, this is a YSL Sport perfume. And as you can see, they take off the little squirters of all of the perfumes, but you can always just open up this and put it on your skin. So it's still almost completely full. I believe that these were testers. And then we found this Michael Kors Coral perfume as well. Same thing, they took off the squirter, but you can always open it other ways. And then this Michael Kors Sexy Amber. There were about 10 of these in the defective box because I think that they threw away a lot of Christmas gifts that had this perfume and a couple other things in it. So there were quite a few of these, but I only took one. And then last perfume is this DKNY Be Desired apple perfume, and you can see that this one, because it's a unique shape, they couldn't take off the squirter, so this one is still like completely able to squirt, so that is 100% intact and it's 100% full. And then we found this was hiding. This is a little like travel hairbrush, one of the ones that just like pops out like that. This is kind of cool for me. I can bring this to work. Well, maybe. If I glue it, I didn't realize it was broken. But I can totally super glue that and it'll work. So that was pretty cool. They just marked it up a little bit with an eyeliner or something. And then we got this little purse. I'm not sure what this was for, but I think it was just one of their accessories, but it's a cute little wallet purse, cute for going out, and it was not stained or anything. It was in like a mysterious spot in the box where it just didn't get touched by anything. So yeah, that was really cool to find. And then lastly, found this Big Sexy Hair Root Pump Plus. It's a hairspray, and they didn't break the nozzle or anything because I think this one's too hard to break because it has this weird nozzle on it. So yeah, this was everything that we found. If you guys want to see swatches or any of that on some of the baked eyeshadows or the blushes or the palettes, go ahead and let us know in the comments, and we will go ahead and see you next time with our next haul.